after listening to it, they made me afraid for them. Like, oh my God. Like, are they going to be okay?
Get your money, sis. Fuck a hater. Get your money, sis. Get your weight up. Make your money move. I ain't mad at you. Yeah, it's all about the cream and getting money, sis. Get your money, sis. Fuck a hater.
Welcome back to 2 Cent Tuesdays with Jenny, where you will be getting my unsolicited, unapologetic opinion about what's going on in the world today. If you are new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you are notified every single Tuesday that I post a new video. And you might as well go ahead and give this video a big old thumbs up. Without further ado, let's get right into today's topic. Before I get started, as you can tell by the title, you already know what I'm going to be talking about. So I'm asking you, as the viewers, can you please comment down below? What do you think of this interview? What are your thoughts, your questions, your comments, concerns? Because I do respond. So please let me know in the comments down below. Let's get right into it. Recently, the legendary Oprah did an interview with former royal family Harry and Meghan Markle. And in this interview, some bombs were dropped. The whole world is talking. Let's get into some of the things that took place in this interview. We realized in this interview that the romantic side of the monarchy that we see as the Queen of Britain is not as easy to deal with and be a part of as we all believed it was. There is a lot that comes with being a part of that family, whether you're born into it or married into it, and the interview revealed plenty. From the time Harry and Meghan started dating, it has been a rough road according to both of them. The palace was not as welcoming as they had liked. Meghan made it very clear that she has tried so many times to please. She went through training and did everything because she wanted to see them happy, but she always felt like it was never enough and that there was not enough support given. Harry stated, despite that several women in Parliament stood for Meghan and stood up with Meghan when it came to the tabloids, his family still refused to acknowledge what was really going on. When Oprah asked why did he feel like his family did not speak up for her when it came to the tabloids, he said because they were much better friends than enemy, in so many words, that he believes that his family did not want to make enemies with the tabloids, because as long as they were treating the tabloids as allies, the press would always be in their favor, opposed to if they made enemies with them, the press would make them look bad. And obviously they are the royal family, and that's not how they want to be portrayed. So they control the narrative by keeping the tabloids on their good side. They also addressed rumors that Meghan had made William's wife cry on her wedding day, when in fact Meghan admitted that it was the other way around and that Kate had made her cry on her wedding day. She did not get into details of what caused this interaction, but she says that they since had made up and all is forgiven, but it was definitely not the way the tabloid put it out. And again, the family who was there and witnessed did not defend her. When Meghan got pregnant, questions and concerns came from someone within the palace that they later came out and said that it was not his grandmother or his father that said these things to them, but a conversation was had, and they had questions about how dark was the baby going to come out, being that Meghan Markle is mixed with black and white. They wanted to know how dark was baby Archie going to be.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, Oprah's face. That was it for me. They also said that this baby would be born with no title, which means that he would not have security protection because he didn't have a title in the royal family. All of this led to Meghan and Harry deciding to take a step back and away from the palace and give up everything, pretty much. And basically, the family financially cut him off in early 2020, and they have been getting by with whatever his mother, the late Princess Diana, left for him, and whatever deals they have picked up along the road. And according to Harry, he never cared about the riches or the money. He just wanted enough money to be able to hire security to protect his family. His reasons for leaving: simply, he felt trapped, and Meghan helped him realize that there's life outside the royal palace. So, due to lack of support, I'm assuming from the family, he decided to get out. And then he made the statement of fearing that if he had stayed, history would repeat itself, in reference to what happened to his mother being killed on a high-speed chase, and she was brutally, dare I say, murdered. After this interview, the royal palace decided to release this statement. The whole family is saddened to learn the full extent of how challenging the last few years have been for Harry and Meghan. The issues raised, particularly that of race, are concerning. While some recollections may vary, they are taken very seriously and will be addressed by the family privately. Harry, Meghan, and Archie will always be much loved family members. You okay? Now it's time for me to put my 2 cents in there. Woo! Well, I'm just gonna say, I don't really get into the whole royal family, the Queen of England business. When I found out that Harry was marrying this woman of color, I was not surprised, because, listen, Harry has always been allowed to the barbecue. He's always given that vibe that he would be a good look at the barbecue. So when I found out he was marrying a woman of color, it did not surprise me, but it was a beautiful thing to see a woman of color actually entering the palace, actually becoming a part of the royal family. However, I always feared that she was never going to be properly protected and welcomed into that family. I can tell Harry was adamant and was going to do what his heart wanted to do, and that his family would have to go with the flow, but I knew something like this would end up happening. It's unfortunate that this had to happen to her. It's not surprising at all. And you know, one, I commend Harry 100%, because to be willing to give up what you're giving up as outsiders and as, you know, us pedestrian folk looking in, it's like you're gonna give up all of those riches, but we don't really know what goes on behind those closed doors. So him taking the stand and standing with his wife and his child and his family, I commend him 100%, because I'm sure it wasn't easy, but I knew he had it in him to stand firm and do the right thing. Again, like I said, I always had that feeling she was never going to be welcomed into that family. Never. Now, despite her stating that his grandmother is a lovely woman and she's very loving and very supportive, and despite them saying that it wasn't her that made the statement of how dark would the child be. I personally feel, how loving can she be? How supportive can she be when she, as far as I know, is the HBIC. She's the queen. Everybody answers to her. So how is it that these type of things are taking place under her orders? You understand what I'm saying? I don't understand how the person who asked them and told them that they wouldn't be able to have security for their child, how is that okay when you are who everybody in that palace answers to? So I'm a little confused by that, because she has the power to say, hey, back up off my grandson, back up off his wife, back up off my great-grandchild. But yet, none of this is happening. In that statement, it said, they're saddened to have learned of this incident. Are you really just learning about it? Or is it because they have now gone public that you guys are now trying to save face? The fact that Harry sat there and said they keep nice with the tabloids because they want to look like the good guys at the end of the day makes me question, how sincere is this statement really? Have you said these words to Harry and Meghan personally? Or is this just something to put out to the world so that you don't look like the bad guy? What really stuck out to me was the fact that he said he just wanted to have enough money to have security for his family, and he feared that history would repeat itself. Now, you know, there's been allegations for years of the royal palace having something to do with the death of his mother, Princess Diana. The world loved Princess Diana for not because she was the princess, but because she wasn't afraid to stand up for what was right. She wasn't afraid to do what she felt was best and what her heart was set on. She was actually for the people, and she wasn't willing to tolerate certain things that was taking place, and she stood up for herself. And I feel because of that, it led to her death. And obviously Harry and his wife is doing the same. They're standing up for themselves, and it's scary to think that that can be the same fate because they're going against the grain. Now his brother, on the other hand, I always knew him and his wife was going to do everything to appease the monarchy, but Harry is just not built that way, and neither is his wife. And I hate to say, what struck me about that whole statement was, like, it just goes to show you how powerful and how controlling these people are, that they're willing to kill. And I believe me, I'm not putting that out there, but these are Harry's words. You know, he feared history repeating itself. He feared, he needed security for his family. Why? You understand what I'm saying? You need security for your wife and child against your bloodline. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of mind-boggling that what type of people are really living in this palace. You understand? And not to make it always about race, but at the end of the day, it all boils down to race. Now, this is for the ones that sit there and said, oh, you people, you always make it about race. You always make it about this. It's not that. It's not because she's black. It's not. Let me tell you something. If you really sit there and after listening to this young woman's interview and hearing what she went through, hearing them question whether or not her child, how dark he was going to be, and you still don't think this is a race issue, you are seriously a part of the problem. Because from the moment that man probably brought that girl home, them folks was clutching their pearls. From the moment that boy put a ring on it, they was shaking in their little kitten heels.
Uh-oh.
Okay? And then you went and got her pregnant. You about to have a child. You about to bring a baby, a little black baby into this bloodline. You know they wasn't. You know that wasn't really flying with them. But what could they do? If you really feel like it's not about race, I need you to ask yourself, would this have happened to her if she wasn't black? Would this have happened to her if she were a white woman? And how dark is he going to be? Does it matter? Does it really matter? The fact that she was trying her best to train, know how to curtsy, know how to do this, know how to do that, how to speak to the press. Do you really think that would have been an issue if she wasn't black? Or would they have been open arms to her? Would they have been like, we'll help you, whatever you need? The fact that they silenced her and her people when it came to the press from the moment they started dating. You are to say no comment when she can see that rule doesn't apply to others who are dating or married into the kingdom. So why does that apply to her? All I can say is, we stand with Harry and Meghan. I wish them the best. I think they did the right thing by removing themselves from a very difficult situation. I pray for their protection. Because honestly, after listening to it, they made me afraid for them. Like, oh my God. Like, are they going to be okay? Especially now that they done took this thing public. Why does this man have to hire security? Like, that was his only concern. Not cool. Not cool. Anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you follow me on all of my social medias. Everything will be in the description down below. And Jenny is